Hey everybody, Matt here for AVC and welcome back to the shop. Last week we installed our new space age subfloor system and today we're going to be topping it off. So we're really excited for another new product here. This is a pre-cut 2Tech2 flooring. It's available in 2Tech2 as well as lawn seal vinyl. We've been using a lot of lawn seal here at the shop classically, but recently we got into this 2Tech2 and it's actually a pretty cool material. It's kind of like a woven vinyl flooring rather than just like a vinyl sheet. Goes down just about the exact same, has a nice thick felt backer. So we're really happy with this as a product. We have a pre-cut option that we're really excited to show you some of the details. So let's jump into the showroom and take a look at what we got. Now that we have this flooring unboxed and rolled out here in the floor in the showroom, let's take a look at some of the features that AVC has designed that you're not going to find from other vendors. So the first thing you're going to notice about this floor system is that it's a little bit bigger than a standard transit offering. And that's because we extend this area here in the step, so we get more surface area and we have a little bit bigger area in front of our doorway. You'll also notice that the entire perimeter is a little bit larger. And that is because we've accounted for 2 inches of what we call tubbing. So all of these edges are designed to roll up the sides of the van. And that way we have a really nice clean edge everywhere around the van. And then where our wall kit interfaces with this, we don't have an empty seam. So we get a really nice clean finish and our wall kit doesn't need to come all the way down. So that any kind of spill, anything like that is going to be contained within the floor system. And it's also not going to wick up into our wall kit because our wall kit doesn't have to come all the way down to the floor. It's a really great way to do it. And we've been doing this by hand for a long time. We're excited to get this feature offered in a pre-cut solution. Here at the back of the van, you'll notice we have a pre-cut hole for the tire drop. We use this as one of our location points for the flooring as well. So this makes it really easy to line everything up, make sure it's lined up just perfect. You'll notice the rear curve matches our rear trim for the Ford Transit perfectly as well. I see a lot of builders with this flooring stopping short, and I really hate that exposed edge. So we bring our floor all the way to the back of the van. We have a nice steel trim at the back there to protect everything, and this is going to match perfectly to that. In front of that, we have L-track pre-cutouts here. These are things that we'll do here in shop, but we don't currently have offered for our online customers yet. But the L-track cutouts here make it a knifeless install. So I don't need a knife at all to install this floor. It's gonna drop right down and then our L-track's gonna bolt right on top of it. Here in the middle of the van, you see this little dimple that's pre-cut in the flooring, and that is to locate where our under wire pass-through comes out. So the flooring has a U-shaped cutout as a relief for the wires to come out. And we didn't wanna have that cutout all the way open in case you don't put wires under that floor. But we did put a little dimple here just to indicate where that is so that you can easily locate those wires if you need to pre-cut that spot out. The last thing I wanted to show you before we get this into the van are these holes that we have pre-cut to bolt in our JMG seating. Now we don't have to get in there and try to cut them out with a knife and try to get a nice clean edge. It's always a really difficult thing to do by hand. So this is probably my favorite feature of this and I can't wait to see it in the van. So with those details outlined, let's get this out of the showroom into the van and let's get to work. We're here at the back of the van, and before we get this floor into the van, let's go ahead and do a little bit of prep. We're gonna sweep the floor out, we're gonna blow it out, make sure everything is off of this substrate, make sure it's ready for glue. And then we're gonna mask out the driver's cab area, and we'll probably mask out the back of this just to save us on glue cleanup if we get any overspray. So let's go ahead and get to work and get ready for this floor. Because we have these threaded inserts here already mounted in the van, we're gonna go ahead and just tape over the top of these. We'll peel that before we put the flooring down, and that way we don't have to deal with the tape after, but we don't get any glue in these threads. That's all the prep we need to do. Let's go ahead and test fit this floor. We have the floor test fit here in the van. Everything looks good. It does stick to this space age floor, kind of like Velcro, so it doesn't want to slide around too easy, which is good and bad. It's tough to get those little micro adjustments, but once you get it in place, it's going to kind of lock itself in there. But just make sure nothing moves around before we get this glue down. We're going to go ahead and put a screw right here at the center point at the back. We're going to put another one at the very front. That way we can fold this halfway over and nothing's going to move on us while we apply our glue. So let's go ahead, screw this down, and we're going to start gluing. Okay. Our next step is going to be folding this floor halfway back and applying our spray adhesive. Today we're using 3M Holdfast 70. Now this is a construction adhesive. It works super well. It takes about 10 minutes to flash off. So we're going to spray it in place on the floor side as well as on the back side of this flooring. We'll use a piece of cardboard in here as a spray shield so we don't get any overspray on the top surface of our floor. We'll spray it down, let it flash off, and then apply. And we'll fold the floor back the other way, spray it all down, and apply the other half. So here we're folding the floor back. We just want to make sure it's a nice soft fold in the middle so we can get some of that glue underneath. So we're putting our cardboard spray shield in, and then we're just going to start gluing around the perimeter. So I like to start with the perimeter so I can be a little bit more detailed with the glue.
I don't want to get a ton of overspray everywhere, save myself some cleanup. And then once I get the edges kind of hit down, I can just blast through the middle. I want to go with like a 50% coverage, just overlapping each other pattern with 50%, using that big piece of cardboard on the side for my spray shield. Once I get to the edges, I'm going to grab like a little scrap of something, cardboard, wood, whatever, and then I'm going to hit all the edges with glue, just making sure I get full coverage on 100% of that floor. Once all the edges are sprayed down, we're ready to wait for the glue to flash off, and then we can roll this thing out.
We'll give this 10 minutes to flash off, and we'll apply.
So once the glue's flashed off, we're just gonna make a nice soft roll on this floor, making sure we don't get anything kinked. Because we have some of these pre-cut sections, we're just being a little more diligent, making sure we don't get any shifting on that floor. But honestly, this 2Tech2 is so rigid, we're not getting any kind of shifting. It's super easy to apply. Then we're gonna get into the corners and roll these edges nice and tight to the walls.
Back, and then we can kind of roll it into place. Nice and tight. Just like that.
So we're just gonna follow the same process all around the perimeter of the van, making sure that fold is pressed nice and tight to the walls of the vehicle. That way we get a nice crisp line between our wall kit and our floor system. Now that the floor is down, we're just gonna grab our laminate roller and roll this whole thing out. We wanna get good, proper pressure on every bit of this floor before we're ready for the other side. With the first half of our floor complete, we're gonna roll the other side of the floor back. We're just gonna be really careful to make sure we get glue underneath that folded edge so we have good glue coverage everywhere in the van. Gonna use the same process for hitting the detail edges, use a little bit of spray shield, and then we just go through the field with another overlapping 50% all throughout the field. We're gonna wait for this one to flash off and just do the same thing we did the first time. And before we apply this side of the floor, I'm gonna peel that tape off over the top of the threads. I just did this to make sure I didn't get any glue inside those threads. It makes our finish much easier. So then we're just gonna roll it out. Again, this 2Tech2 is so rigid, it's super easy to apply. We were really thrilled with this pre-cut option that we've started using here at AVC. It's pretty painless, no knife needed. Then we're just gonna go around the outside, same details, rolling those edges nice and tight into the crevices of the van. Makes for a really clean finish. Then make sure you roll it all out, and you're gonna be done.
Well, there you have it, everybody. That is another job well done. Kind of a short video today, but that's the beauty of a pre-cut floor like this. Short job means a short video. If you want to order a floor like this, go ahead and take a look at the links in the description below, or go ahead and go to avcrig.com and you can order yours today. If you made it this far, I just want to say thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, helps the channel, and we'll see you on another video.